All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about something that's come up recently with Conor McGregor and the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake. So apparently, it seems like they're going to be maybe making a fight in India, a boxing match between. I heard the rumors are Conor and Logan, which is kind of weird because if they're going to do a big money fight with Conor, you would think they do it with Jake because he's kind of the main guy out of the two brothers who's doing boxing. I mean, Logan's boxing too, but not as often, and they're not making as much of a show out of it. We just had a huge one with Jake on Netflix with with Mike Tyson. And you would think that if they were going to do something like this, they would do it with Conor and Jake, but maybe they're trying to give Logan his spotlight. I don't know what it is, but either way, I don't know if it's actually happening. It's definitely caught me by surprise. I didn't really expect it. I kind of felt like Conor's probably done with all combat sports. I thought maybe because he's like an owner or whatever now, maybe we'd see him in bare knuckle. I definitely don't think we're going to see him in a cage. But in terms of boxing, I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're probably going to make a good amount of money. It's probably going to get a lot of eyeballs, probably going to get at least similar viewership to the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, depending if they do it on Netflix or wherever. But it's weird because also like Jake is big. I think he's bigger than Conor, but not by like a ton. But I think Logan's quite a bit bigger than Conor. So that's going to be interesting. The kind of weight class dynamic, the size dynamic. Well, to see how Conor will deal with like a bigger guy in boxing. Because the only time we've seen Conor in boxing was against Floyd, who's a smaller guy. Now he'd be boxing somebody like Jake or Logan, who are bigger than him. But realistically, even I know that they're the ones focused on boxing. I know they're the ones who have been training. Logan, not as much because he's also doing WWE or he was doing it. So I don't know how much boxing he's really been training. But Jake's been in the gym for a couple years now, nonstop, just boxing, 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 getting better. And I don't really know how they would do, and I don't really know who I'd pick to win. Like the MMA fan in me tells me, it probably should be Conor, even though he's not doing too great outside of MMA right now, and he's not exactly all there, and not really doesn't really seem to be focused. Even then, the MMA fan in me is like, he has to be better than them at striking. He's been doing it all his life. They're relatively new to boxing. I know boxing's not MMA. Conor's also used to kicks and stuff, but overall, you would think that he should be the better striker. He should be able to beat them. And I kind of still feel that way, but I'm not confident at all. I did see that they released some lines, some betting lines. I think I saw that both Paul brothers are favorites, which I did not expect. Jake is like a minus 300 favorite, I think, which is really surprising to me. And then Logan's like minus 120 or like a slight favorite over Conor. And I would probably bet Conor against either one, to be honest, especially against Jake at like plus 200 or plus 250, 275, whatever it ends up being. I would definitely do it. I know that Jake's the one who's been active, the one who's been boxing, the one who seems like he's improving in the boxing realm. But again, even with the way Conor is right now, I still kind of feel like he should be able to beat Jake or Logan. And then at close to evens with Logan, when Logan really, as far as I know, isn't fully invested in boxing, I feel like it's a must play to bet Conor then. At least for me, I'd probably put a decent little chunk of change on Conor at plus money against either brother. The only thing is I would probably keep it relatively small still because, again, I don't know where Conor's mind is at. I don't know how he's been doing, how his training's going, if he's even training at all. I don't know. He might be in the gym a little bit. Doesn't seem like he's really taking it too seriously. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if this fight's actually going to happen. I guess it makes sense if Conor's not coming back to the cage to do something like this, make a big boxing fight, use his name, get everybody a payday. Makes sense from a business perspective. I'm sure Dana would still want his hand in it. I think Conor's still under contract. And yeah, we'll see if it happens. Should be a interesting event if it does. Interesting fights, no matter which Paul brother he fights. But I would probably take a small shot on Conor against either one if he's the underdog. And so far, the odds do seem to be that he is the underdog. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.